and I do a lot of pole dancing. I do fitness classes. I teach Zumba, retirement homes. I do a program called Funky Kids where I exercise with children. And yeah, it's me. What do you do?
I'm Natasha. This is kind of my full-time thing. I sometimes do go-go gigs, and I have a couple retail jobs here and there, but this is mostly my full-time thing.
I feel like I've been an entrepreneur my whole life because I started working really young, and like when you figure out things you're good at and things that you can hustle with, like you want to be your own boss, and then being in the work life, you realize you don't want to work for anybody else. You don't want to be employed by anybody else. So figuring out what you're passionate about and going from there. And Natasha and I have been working at the studio for quite some time, and we had the opportunity to run it, and here we are.
For me, even as far as like last, or I guess 2 Januaries ago, I would have never thought that I would be an entrepreneur in my entire life. Never pictured that to be with the direction that I would take my life. It just kind of like, I had this thought like, oh, that would be really cool to own my own dance studio one day, but I never thought it would be like a full-time thing, or like it would be something that would actually happen. I always planned, I like told myself when I went to school, okay, I'm probably gonna work for someone in journalism and blah blah blah. And then this opportunity came, and I was like, opportunity does not knock forever. If you want to be your own boss, you gotta take it. And you gotta seize the day, So that's how long, I guess a year now? A year.
Yeah, because it's been, the end of this month will make Ariel 52 1 year old, so.
Yeah.
I was 16 and my cousin was getting married, and I went to her bachelorette party that she had at a pole studio in Brampton at the time. And I remember after, like, that instructor taught us like a 1-2 move, and I left there telling my family, like, I want to do this. Like, this is so fun. And my dad's like old school Yardy. He was like, no way, like, you're not doing this. Like, I don't know. So I had to take him to the studio so he could see, like, okay, like, they're working out, like they have their clothes on and they're keeping them on, and it kind of stuck. Like, I liked the changes it was doing in my body. I like how confident it was making me.
Yeah.
And the people I met here, it's incredible.
Me, I have never had a dance background because growing up my parents put me in like boy sports, like taekwondo, and like my parents always thought that I was going to be a boy, so they raised me like that. So I never got to take ballet. And then when I was in grade 11, I saw, her name is Janine Butterfly. She's like one of the big pole athletes. I saw like a video of her do like an air walk upside down, coming down to the pole, or to the ground. And I was like, whoa, that's wicked. And then I treated myself to a private lesson, and I was so sore for 3 days, but I loved it.
Yeah.
And so here we are.
Started, because you're not going to know if you like something if you don't try it. And sometimes it takes 1 class, maybe 2 classes to actually really figure out like if something is for you or not. But whatever irrational fears you have that are stopping you from trying something new, you have to come out of your comfort zone, because nothing exciting is in your comfort zone. And pole dancing, especially like nowadays, it's really hard for people to go out. A lot of people are trying to be like financially more conscious, so they don't want to go out and party all the time. But it's like, come to your dance studio, and it feels like a party because we're dancing for like a full hour. And you get to be in shape, be around a group of supportive people, and grow.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, they're like, oh man, like I gotta lose weight, I gotta get in shape or whatever, and then their first thought is, I gotta go do cardio, or I gotta go lift weights. And it's like, when they go there, it just feels like it's a chore, and it's something that they absolutely have to do. And I know, because I felt like that too. And sometimes it's frustrating when you go to the gym and you don't progress, and you just don't see any physical outcome. And I feel like pole, and even just like the aerial arts that we do here, is just like, you see so much progress so quickly, and there's so much growth, like physically and then also mentally. Like, I'm a completely different person than I was 4 years ago before I started doing this. I'm like way more confident in myself, and it's just like, you just have to find something that you're like, this doesn't feel like a workout, and then you just have to go for it.
And it's true too, pole dancing is not for everybody, and that's okay too. Like, we have other aerial apparatuses that you can learn from. Like, it's very circusy up in here. We have like the silk hammocks. We have lyra, which is a metal hoop that we suspend from the ceiling and we do tricks on it. So it's being able to do activities that kind of make you feel like a kid again, right? And if that's not cutting it and it's still not making you happy, then find an activity. There's so many like niche gyms out there nowadays. You have to be able to find something that you like. So when people hear pole dancing, they're automatically thrown off their game because all they think about is like ass and titties. They think about strip club and like anything negative that has to do with our sport.
That girl's kinky. That's the thing.
Like, that's where their head goes, and it's like, whoa, like it's still a sport. And what sucks is, I guess because pole's not in the Olympics, it's not considered a sport, but everything we do requires so much strength and athleticism that I don't get why it's not being acknowledged in that light, because it takes a lot of core strength, upper body strength, leg strength to do the things that something that we think is so simple now because we've kind of mastered it, other people, it would be super, they struggle with it. So, trying to remove the stigma, it is hard, especially when, like, for example, there are different dance styles. You have pole dancers in the community who are lyrical, they dance more contemporary. And then, you have dancers who are kind of like us, where the style is very erotic, it is very flowy, but it's finding a balance, right? And I don't know if you want to keep going with that.
Yeah, on top of that, I feel like in terms of like the exotic style, it takes a lot more to have it look the way it does, to have it look so fluid. Like, people are like, oh, it's not hard to just shake your ass and like look sexy.
Yeah, that's just hard.
It's a lot. That's just hard. And like, it's a lot of just engagement to make your posture look nice, to point your toes at the same time, to like have eye contact and engagement with the audience. It takes a lot mentally to think about those things all at the same time while performing. And I also feel like
it takes a lot mentally too, to be able to feel comfortable in moving a certain way. Like, a lot of people, it's hard to get out of your head, right? Because a simple like body wave, some people are like, that's awkward, but it's like you have to get out of your head. Like, it's training your body to move a different way.
And I also feel like once you expose yourself to pole fitness, pole dance, or whatever, you kind of learn that you kind of have to learn a little bit of both in order to be able to make it in the sport. Like, you need to be able to know how to do a basic pirouette to be able to do a crazy spin. These are just foundational things that you have to know. And I also feel like with pole specifically, the community, whether you're exotic, contemporary, whatever, you have, like, we all kind of learn to embrace every single side of it, and I think that's what makes our community very special, is that there's no judging.
There's no judging, there's no right or wrong. And at the end of the day, if you're reluctant to try pole dancing because of what people are gonna think, that is no way to live your life, because you're not gonna do anything fun because you're so concerned about people's opinions. And at our pole studio, we have our clothes on, and I mean, for the most part, like, when you got in here, I was wearing like really, really short shorts. It's not because I'm trying to show off the assets. I need skin contact to be able to execute certain moves, right? Sometimes I can't wear my t-shirt, like I have to wear a crop top or a sports bra because I need my obliques to be able to like crunch and hold me depending on what I'm working on. So there's a certain type of attire that's required, not because we're trying to be hoes out here, because we need it to do stuff, right? And then the thing with the shoes, like, wearing heels is optional. Some girls have sensitive ankles, so they're not out here dancing in shoes. But then you have some girls who need to put the heels on because that's how they can get through that mental, and they can channel their inner sexy the moment they put their shoes on. But I mean, in regards to the whole stigma, it's gonna be there regardless. We could we've tried to brand our logo so that it was kind of ambiguous. So we didn't want just a girl on the pole and that's our logo, because that doesn't always translate nicely, right? But you have to find studios. There's different studios with different styles. We kind of cater to more of the general aerialist and the more erotic, right? But if you're looking for pole fitness, that maybe we're not that for you, and that's okay, because there's studios out there who make you do like 40 push-ups before you get on the pole, and if that's what you're into, then there's a pole dance studio for everybody. But to not try it because you're scared of the stigma, I think that's stupid.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Do it up. You have to follow your dream, because once you follow your passion, you get to make that your life's work. Everything is gonna fall into place, and everything works out. And I feel like support groups are so important. Like, when starting this, like you really find out who your real friends are, and it's good to keep those real friends close to you, because there's gonna be days when you just want to cry, because it's hard to be an entrepreneur. But when you have people behind you who support you and who are like, it's okay, you're gonna get through this, you can do this, I feel like that is a really big factor in how to succeed.
Yeah, and you also have to be real with yourself, because I'm really passionate about writing, but the passion isn't strong enough for me to make a career out of that. So it's like, you really have to know yourself. You have to know what are you willing to sacrifice to do all the time, like what truly sets your soul on fire, what makes you happy, and then write that shit down. Write down what you want to do and how you think you can attain it, and then seek out resources to see if what you're writing down is accurate. Because, for example, one of my goals was open up a pole studio, and then how to do that was, okay, network in the pole community. But then it's like, even that simple word network, what does that even mean? That could be something so simple as reaching out to somebody on Instagram, on Facebook, walking into, I'm using the pole studio as an example, walking into a pole studio and just becoming familiar, let them know who you are, right? Another thing that's crucial too is people wait. Like, I'm gonna wait to be an entrepreneur because I need more money, or I'm gonna wait to take this course because I need more knowledge. But there's people out here doing things that they are not qualified to do, and they're making so much money simply because they just did it. So you can't wait, because time waits for no man. You just kind of have to do it, and the money will come. Because starting this off, I put my entire savings into this, and I know, like, for some people that's scary. Like, they don't want to look at their bank account and see that their savings is like hella low. But if you keep waiting for the right time, the perfect time, the right amount of money, and you might lose opportunities that are there for you. You just you have to trust that your desire for the goals you're setting for yourself, you have to trust that the passion is there and that you'll achieve it. You know what I mean? And it's like she's saying, if you don't have a solid group of people around you, then you need to change your circle. If the people in your circle are not motivating you, if they're not trying to help you in any way, if you're not learning from them, go find a new circle, because then it's going to be so hard to be that entrepreneur when you can't even leverage the people around you.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, if you want to try pole dancing or lyra or just any form of free dance, come check us out.
We're located in Mississauga, off the 401 Mississauga Road. Our studio is called Aerial 52.
Google it. We're on Google.
We actually have a cool promotion going on right now, so if you want to come dance with us, just feel free to message us at info@aerial52.com.
And Aerial 52 is all spelled out.
And then follow us on Instagram and the Facebook.
Like and subscribe.